Hey guys, don't go anywhere. Today I'm going to be reviewing a brand new lightsaber, which never happens. You guys, I have my hands on the Grail piece, Count Dooku Neopixel Lightsaber. There's going to be so many questions. Are you ready? Where does the battery go? How accurate is this lightsaber? What makes this so special? How does it feel? There are also some special details about this lightsaber that are very unique that you're going to want to know about if you're thinking about buying one. And also this bad boy has the new Xenopixel V3 technology, and I'm going to let you guys know what I think so far about that soundboard. So don't go anywhere. Hey Star Wars fans, thank you so much for clicking on my video. This is Finding the Force, and I will be your host as always, Obi-Dad Kenobi. Hello there. You ever notice I lose my skin pigment when I get that close to the camera? It's not a good look. Hey, if you're new to the channel, don't be shy. It's cool, I don't bite. Click the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I got a bunch of lightsabers to review for you guys. This summer I'm going to meet Hayden Christensen and Rosario Dawson, and eventually I'm going to figure out how to live stream my video games for the Jedi Survivor game coming out, so you don't want to miss those videos. Hit the subscribe button. And while we're in the mood of hitting buttons, please click that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. It tells YouTube I make good content. I've got it! Your swords, please. We don't want to make a mess of things in front of my wife. Do you guys know what these are? These Galaxy's Edge sabers are gateway sabers. You start with one, metal hilt, just want to try it out. I'm just going to get one, I swear. Obi-Wife Kenobi. And then what happens? It's raining sabers. Hallelujah, it's raining sabers. Seriously, hey, if you guys want me to do a comparison of this Dooku and the Galaxy's Edge Dooku, I can do that for you. Give me like 500 likes. Okay, I'll settle for 500. I wanted 1,000, but then you offered 400, we settled at 5. Because holding my Galaxy's Edge Dooku saber and holding every Galaxy's Edge saber just makes me think to myself, I wonder what the real one feels like. And this doesn't disappoint. Before I start this video though, I have to thank Artsabers, my main sponsor for the last 2 years. Thank you guys so much for sending me this. I'm one of the first to review it, which like never happens. I'm always the last. Just trying to scrape up some last minute views when, when everyone's got all the fresh pickings. Really pumped to review this for you guys. I've got some surprises in store, some things you definitely want to know before you buy. And again, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the Xenopixel V3. Is it worth the money? Is it worth the price difference? We're going to get into that. We should talk about why this saber is so rare and special. It's never been at a lower price point than between 800 and like $1,000. And installers hate this thing, okay? Because look at it. It's not your traditional, completely linear lightsaber. And it's like, I'll show you guys and explain how all these components work in here. It's quite interesting and very different. And even though the bends are kind of subtle, it changes the game big time. There's like 5 different components in here between the speaker, the battery, and all these connectors and stuff. Oh, did I mention it's a chrome saber? Just be careful if you're cleaning it, that doesn't go off. So if you haven't found like a microfiber cloth in a swag bag from some kind of like charity jog, I suggest you get one. So yeah, this lightsaber is super rare. They don't do runs of this very often. It's really kind of a grail piece, and because it's so rare, the price is definitely a lot higher than most other lightsabers. So this is for sale on Artsaber in 2 versions, the Xenopixel and the Profi. We're just starting the month of April, and I noticed by looking at a few other websites, everything is pre-order. Artsabers, you can order them now. And when you're looking at the price, don't forget that it includes a 1-year warranty and shipping anywhere in the world. If I had to guess, the reason why this is so special and kind of sought after is because of the complicated shape. Let me show you guys something. This right here is a standard lightsaber chassis core where the speaker is there in the pommel with an O, pommel, for all my critics out there. And you got the soundboard, the SD card, activation switch, and the connector that connects to the blade. It's all here, one chassis, straightforward. All the installers love this basic design. This is more of a pain in the butt. So if we remove the gold accent screw in the pommel cap, it just slides right off and exposes the speaker. And just to the side, you'll see your USB-C recharge port. Everybody loves that. The speaker pod is removable right here. So this first component connects to a connector here in the lower bend of the saber, which also has the activation button here. So then, if we twist, then we will expose the third component of the electronics, which is the main chassis containing the Neopixel V3 soundboard and the battery. I love that there's a kill switch as a part of the chassis setup. And by the way, guys, if you want to get the SD card out, you can see this little chip component that's in the way. You want to slide the cage back and the door pops up so you can get to the SD card. So we've got the speaker, the connector, the main chassis, and then the last connector right in here, which you can see, which connects to the Neopixel blade. So there's a lot of crazy components bending at unnatural angles, which adds to the complexity of this menacing lightsaber. Let's just take a close look at the details of this lightsaber. And not my face. All right, here you go, guys. The Count Dooku Neopixel Lightsaber. Let's just get the big question out of the way for you guys, okay? How accurate is this to the one from the movie? And the answer is, I think, about as accurate as it gets. I compared it to a Master Replica's lightsaber, and it nailed all the details. The red trigger switch, the gold button accents, the angles of the grips, nailed everything. But one thing you can probably see already, one detail you can probably already make out are the retention screws. It actually has 3 for your preference so that you have no blade wiggle and great retention. All the other details, gold screw. It's been a long time in the making, I bet. And they paid attention to every small detail of this thing. It makes a great display piece and fully functioning Neopixel lightsaber. The ribs under the, it's ribbed. Oh yeah, I know, Yoda, thank you, I know. Right here under the emitter, but let's work our way from the bottom up. You're gonna hear the sound here in a minute from the pommel cap. So you guys will hear the sound here in a little bit. This thing will blow your hair back. It's so loud. Pommel cap, got this nice accent piece on the upper part here. Gold screw, key detail, all there. We got the working our way up. We do have a CoverTech belt clip. And I was just dying of curiosity. I've never held one before. How do you activate this thing? This little gold button is the activation switch, which is also a small detail you need to be aware of if you're gonna buy this saber, because when I'm holding it, I can trigger it really well with my pinky. I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, it's gonna be a different story. I think you're gonna have to either get good with your right hand, because I don't know how you're gonna hold it and trigger the button over here on the opposite side. So keep that in mind. The saber feels great. It's very small diameter, but I am going to point out that these grips are no joke. It doesn't like, I wouldn't call it sharp, but it's like just one notch below sharp. They definitely work well. There you go. I'm gonna try and show you a good view right there of the grip. I mean, this is no joke. It's a metal. It's not a rubber. It's really a dark painted metal that is pretty rough. I'd have to say. Darth Tyrannus. We got some screws here which look like they are going to hold probably this long spine piece in there. Don't look at my face in the lightsaber. There we go. We've got the signature, this neat gold detail at the emitter of the saber has been included, of course, and the perfect, uniquely shaped hook to the front of Count Dooku's lightsaber. Details are all there. They nailed it. Did their homework. For the win. Alrighty then. I have this weird desire to keep doing an impersonation of Jim Carrey. I don't know where it's coming from. Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm disappointed. Yoda holds you in such high esteem. Let's put a blade in it. He helped Yaddle's head get freed. Boom shakalaka, I got the blade in it. How does it feel? Feels fantastic. Overall, this saber's very, very light. I'll put a weight over here on the screen for you guys. The lightsaber feels fantastic. It doesn't feel like super heavy in the front or the back. It's very even because it's kind of a petite saber, believe it or not. It's not heavy and I don't feel like it's unbalanced at all, to tell you the truth. Okay, so now that we've got the blade in it, before I start the demo for you guys, something else you guys need to know is that the coolest thing about the saber is also going to give you a little bit of issues, which is the shape of it. So I knew this would affect how I use the saber, but now I can finally explain it to you guys that for the gesture controls, the chassis has to swivel completely like this. But if that's here in the center of the hilt, that means to swivel it, you have to swing the entire blade from side to side, which is very hard to do fast enough to take advantage of the gesture controls. So the fastest way to move backward when you're trying to change different sound fonts is to take the chassis out and kind of point it downward and do twisting. To go one way through the sound font list, and to go the other way, you can just hold down the auxiliary button. Another thing is the force effects. It's hard to trigger the force effects for me. This is version 1. You know, anytime there's a new technology, whether it's an iPhone or a video game, they launch it, we test it out for them, we give them feedback, they have a patch, right? And all you have to do to update your Xenopixel V3 is just pop out the memory card, put it in your computer, you take the old config off, you put the new one on. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Good. Twice the pride, double the fall. I do have some good news for you guys, is that they configured the Xenopixel V3 to have more than just twisting gestures. Check this out. Yeah! You can stab to turn the saber on and off. Boom! Check that out. So I'm gonna start with high volume. Like I said, this is gonna you could hear this sucker, okay?
Volume high.
There we go. As I think with the higher volume, you can hear the accent swings, which is the single biggest addition in my opinion. The V3 is accessible to Bluetooth and has accent swings, which is what the V2 did not have. The purple board for a long time, that was one thing you were giving up that was really noticeable. Was I'll point them out to you guys. Let's check them out. So with the V2, you would hear this. But now you hear the accent swing. That gets triggered. That's the best part, man. I'm accent swing spoiled, and I'm not gonna lie.
Low battery. Please recharge.
No! I'm back. Don't you hate when that happens, when you're in the middle of filming something and the battery croaks? I've been looking forward to this. But I had some time to reflect on my video during that time, and there were a couple of things I forgot to mention. If you wanted a quick crash course in what Xenopixel Lightsaber soundboards are, I'll put that video at the end of this video for you guys to check out. There are a lot of pros and cons, but one of the major pros of the Xenopixel Lightsaber boards is that they are less expensive. But I've noticed that the price of Profi's coming down. I don't think a $50 savings would justify, in my opinion, so far, choosing the Xenopixel over the premium Profi board, which is kind of like an industry standard. Again, I'll repeat myself, if it's only a $50 difference, I would choose the Profi as it stands today. However, in the past, I think you could have saved $100 or $200. If that's the case, I would consider you thinking and taking a strong look at Xenopixel. Definitely for your purists, you can change the color, you can change the way the blade activates, and you can change the way the blade acts while the saber is in your hand. Huge plus. If you want to check out all those different effects and prions, as they call them, again, check out my video at the end of this one. As of right now, the app only works with Android phones. And the app really helps you, you can very easily choose the color, the way the blade acts, and all that stuff really easy from your phone. Kind of a bummer to hear that. I really wanted to try that out. And I was kind of hoping for a couple more blade effects. There are some neat things that they had added to it, and I'm going to make a video going over all the details of the V3 Xenopixel. I think I'll give it a little bit of time first, let them update the firmware once before I really give a review and explain it to you guys. Okay, so back to the demo. Okay. One last detail, something you guys, I want you to listen for while I'm doing the demo. As you saw, the speaker pod, which I think is mandatory with this kind of hilt style, Tell me if you guys think you hear any different. How it sounds, let me know down in the comments. Let's take her for a spin. Gesture controls, since twisting doesn't work that great. Here we go. Bam. Volume high. Gesture it. Let's go. Small swings. Big swings. And this is the Dooku font that came on the soundboard. Sweet, I love the full blade blaster deflect. Awesome grip, feels good, makes you want to duel like Dooku. Again, it's really hard to trigger any kind of force effects because you have to hold the button down and twist it. And that brings me to color change. Changing the color can be very tricky. Hold it down for just one blink, does tip drag. Yeah, there we go. They have some cool gestures where if you... Yeah, clash effects. I just did that quote, I just did that. Well, I've said it in every video where I review a Sith saber that it looks yellow on camera. It's the way that it picks up the light. It's a really deep, rich color red, but it can turn any color you want it to. And by the way, guys, thank you to everyone who's purchased sabers from Artsabers and used my discount code. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. And Dooku saber's not very friendly to tricks and spins. I'm making it work somehow. Man, this grip. Ah.
Volume low.
Just want you guys to hear it on low volume setting to see what it's like. I just hear like a little bit less distortion. Lock up. Yeah. Look at that. Lock up. Boom. No hands. But the accent swings are nice. Really appreciate hearing those. I found another cool, really menacing sound font for you guys to check out. Listen to this. Ooh. Crunchy. Whoa. And I got the cracked blade going. Can you guys see that? There we go. Sweet. Just a little change. Oh yeah. Sweet. I want to hold it with two hands, but he doesn't duel with two hands at all, does he? Did I mention it's like 1.25 inch blade depth? Notable. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me to the end of the video. I really appreciate you guys. Please leave a comment down below and tell me what you guys think of the new Count Dooku Neopixel Lightsaber. As always, guys, please be safe out there and have an awesome Star Wars day. Yeah.